up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my life real talk with your girl, Lady D. Happy blessed Sunday. Hope you all can hear me, guys. I'm mic check, mic check. I don't see one of my mics in, but I hope you guys can hear me. Guys, look, I'm not going to tell you no lie. I got a freaking headache. I went ahead and jumped on one of my friends' platforms and talking to, her panel when it comes to the show, Love and Marriage in Huntsville. And it's so hard to talk to people, when they think one way, they don't think out the box. Guys, it's just hard. It's just so frustrating, man. So I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and get through this. But again, guys, welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Trust me, it's not gonna hurt you to go ahead and hit like. Trust me. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into my commentary, guys. I don't know what it means when it says unpaid in full, but this right here is episode 10. Gosh, time has passed by fast. I can't believe this right here is the 10th episode. Gosh, what's going on? Did we sleep through the rest? Because I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I don't remember that we had got into the 10th episode. I see my girl Logical Speakers in the house. Let me see if I can go ahead and drop a link so she could come on in. And again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Like I say, in here is grown folks. We have a right to agree to disagree, state your opinion, as long as you keep it on topic. That's all that matters, because at the end of the day, this is how I look at it. I look at it as a reality show. Trust me, these people are getting paid thousands of dollars or maybe millions to put on a show for us, okay? And that's real talk. So, I was on this platform. This was a lot. I'm gonna say it when my girl come on, Logical Speak, and I'm gonna let her know what had went on today. Also, guys, make sure you go ahead and check out. I did a little animation video. What? Make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. Also, guys, make sure you go ahead and uh, I hear feedback. Let me see if I can go ahead and wait. I need to put this on right here. Hi, Lodge.
Hello, Lady D. How are you?
Girl, I got a freaking headache. I went ahead knowing I had a show today. Went
Oh,
in
wow.
a panel and knowing I don't jump on, panels. It was one of my friends. She's from Africa. I went ahead and jumped on her panel. And
Okay.
oh my God. And I wanted to go ahead and clear some stuff out. Clear
Okay.
some stuff up because see people talk, but they get so caught up in these reality shows where they put out this information, but they don't state facts. Like I said there and say, Google has a huge search engine. If you want to know anything, especially when it comes to these people lives, their personal lives with their business, they have their own web page. Go on their web page
Correct.
and you'll find everything about them.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh my God. I was kept telling them, I said, they sitting there worrying about Tisha and Marcel's business. Like I say, Scopes is just not in one location. And you remember I
Right.
had broke that down a couple of months ago, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. They're out of Tennessee and Alabama.
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to
Yeah.
think the other one that they in, but they are in four different locations. And to me, that's big.
Right. Yeah. Marceau has said on the show he has to travel to different states. He has worked in Tennessee, like you said, either North Carolina or South Carolina. He has worked, and there in Alabama. Yeah, it's absolutely the truth.
Yeah, can you hear me real good?
I can hear you clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you real good. Yeah, so
Good.
I'm sitting there telling these people, then they're gonna say, Tisha don't know what she's talking about. Tisha have an MBA. Trying to get
Absolutely.
an MBA, trust me, it is very hard.
Right.
It
Oh,
is
wow.
not easy. This girl got an MBA. At least congratulate this black entrepreneur. These people are doing something.
Absolutely. I think the biggest argument was about the new groundbreaking for Scope, and that's
Mhm.
the motel. I think it's a motel or a hotel.
It's a
Uh,
hotel. It's a hotel. I forgot what the name of it. I put it on my. I made a video of that. You remember when I
right.
showed it? I don't. Trying to think. What the name of the hotel? I can't think of the hotel right
Can't
off.
think of it either, but I think
Mhm.
it was like a $7 million project.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. So this is the groundbreaking. It's right off the highway. It's a major hotel or motel that he's building. The SCOTUS building.
It's not a
Yeah.
motel, it's a hotel.
Okay, a hotel. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's supposed to have different levels. Yeah, you are correct. It's a hotel. Wow, yeah. I think it's exciting, you know.
So
They are,
I said I wasn't gonna go on that panel, but I said, "I can't take it no more.
yeah.
I got to go up there." I asked this lady, I mean, she and I
Hmm.
was going back and forth. I say,
Hmm.
"Ma'am, do you have a business?" She said, "I do beads. I do bracelets in my house." Girl, doing bracelets in your house is different from having a
A
LLC,
business.
okay?
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
girl, that is very hard. And they were
Yes,
sitting
it
there
is.
saying, "Oh, well, Mattel, he don't have all of his designs should have had." Mattel is working underneath somebody else's wings.
Right. It's
So
Miguel,
yes.
um, his Miguel Wilson's business,
Mhm.
but Martell is designing a
His
suit.
clothes line. Yeah, his clothes line.
Yeah, to be featured in Miguel stores.
And
He's gonna have a
that's
complete
a
suit
good
line.
idea. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he needed $100,000, which he had. You know, the thing is, they seem to think Martell is broke. He is
Yeah.
not broke. He just doesn't spend money in a flash. He's not really flashy about, except for his clothes. But he's not a spendthrift. He doesn't take a whole lot of vacations. He's a saver. He said that in one. Well, I think it was maybe season one or season two. He's not
Mhm.
a big spender. He saves his money to spend on. He is not a. He's not broke.
And the thing about it is I'm trying to see if I can set us up right so we can go because I did a little
Ah,
put a little things on so we can make
yeah,
sure we go through all that. But the thing
yeah.
about it is that these people act like they know these people personal business. They act like they actually know these people.
Well, there is uh oh wow, dislike for everybody on the show but Melody. So
Hmm.
anything that anybody else is doing, they're automatically gonna downgrade it, low rate it, speak against it because they have this distinctive dislike for everybody on the show. Except for
Absolutely.
nobody on this show is making money but Melody the way they see it.
Absolutely. I see Pacino Rules say hopefully Martell supporters will support this project. I hope they do. And not just Martell's project. Every last one of them on there. If they got a business
Yeah,
out there, support it. Black businesses.
right. People will
Not just
support,
Martell's.
yeah, people will support whoever they want to support.
Mhm.
You know, if they want to support Melody, fine. If they want to support Martell, fine. If they want to support the Scots, fine. People have free will. This is America.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And if you want to support me, here's the Cash App, okay?
there you go. You know,
So, like I said there and say, we all can take a helping hand.
I mean, the suits are beautiful. Martell is the perfect
Mhm.
model for a suit line. Men will be. I think he said his suits will range about $700.
Yes.
Men will buy his suits.
Yeah.
Women are not. I mean, they were saying, well, a good woman won't allow her man to buy his girl. Please,
Mm, mm, mm,
a good,
mm.
a real man, an alpha man, is not going to allow no woman to tell him what suit to buy.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess
So that's
these women right
goofy.
there must have some better men somewhere around them or
I
no
guess.
man at all. I
Right,
mean, I don't know where these people get all that energy to hate so much. And I
girl.
cannot even sit there and even see something good in male because putting it on this doggone pedestal. And that's very
It is
dangerous.
crazy. I've never seen nothing like it.
That's very dangerous because when the world lift you up, trust me,
Right.
you do anything wrong, and they're gonna shake your tail right off of that pedestal.
Right. I mean, somebody told me a long time ago, when people make statements, you have to consider the source of who's
Absolutely,
making the statement and where their
absolutely,
mindset is. So you
absolutely.
can't take it to heart, you know?
No, but I
So
mean that was really horrible. I had to say, "Ma'am, do you have a business?" You
ah,
cannot sit there and say your products just because you done thought of this product is gonna be on the market the next day or the next week. It takes
right.
time.
And what they fail to realize, the way they dog everybody and lift Melody up and try to drag everybody else down,
Mhm.
the network, Carlos King, the cast, they dislike it. And people like
Mhm.
me and you.
Yes.
I dislike the way they dog everybody. So therefore, I can't even be happy for Melody.
That's what I'm saying. I could,
You know,
I was saying when I was in the
it's a
kitchen, I was
turn
saying
off.
I be trying to find something good to say about Melody,
It's
but
hard. It's
they
really
don't give
hard.
you a chance to find out any good about Melody. Just like they don't give us a chance to know anything good about all the other cast that's on that show
Right,
because
right.
it is about Mel and Martell.
It's sickening.
Oh my
You know,
God.
you
Oh
know, it's
my
hard.
God. So you wanna go ahead and get on with the show? We first
Yeah,
before we get on the
I
show,
love your thumbnail here. You have everything placed in your different squares, and yeah, I love what you got here. Your thumbnail is great.
and when we tell you something, I should say, I need to do a rush job because I say I don't feel like, but I went ahead and I did it. I didn't feel
Yeah.
putting everybody's picture up. I say I'm just gonna just group
Wow.
them all together. But when I saw
Yeah.
this, it was all on my phone, all gathered up. I say when I saw this, I say, look, I'm gonna just keep it just like this. I'm gonna just screenshot it
Yeah,
and put it
it's
like
great.
that.
It's great. Just like
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
first one seems to be a picture of Martell and Maverick.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah,
I
such
want
a
you and
cutie.
I was so glad that you came on because I want you to elaborate on this because you and we talked about it. Like I said there
Right.
say, if you wants to know real, authentic, unbiased, come right here. You
Yeah.
know? Come right here on this channel right here. I see my girls in the house. Starbucks lovers say, hey, Lady D and Logical Speak.
Hello, Starbucks.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Pacino says, because I like to stop, when someone comment, I want to go ahead and, Pacino Rule say, I like the way Big Lou dealt with Tiffany. Yeah, we're going to talk
Yeah,
about all
I
that.
agree. Yeah, I like
Yes,
the way he handled Tiffany too. Yeah.
yes, we're going to talk
Yeah.
about all that. So we're going to go ahead and get on the show because I'm going to go ahead and watch Real Housewives of Atlanta
Yeah,
tonight.
me
And if you
too.
want to go ahead and do a review tomorrow, we can around by
Great.
6 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, great, great, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
So,
this picture. I love this picture.
yes, yes.
Marcel is a great father,
Hmm.
regardless of what anybody says. Even with all of the hoopla and the nastiness, he's still trying to be a good father to
Absolutely.
every child that he has sired. Not, he loves his 4 children with Melody, and he also loves little Knox. And I really respect him for that. This is a beautiful picture. You
And I
know.
want you to go ahead and break down what you have broke down, and explain to these people, just like we did last time when it was
Mhm.
concerning to this. They are upset because Martell is showing the Maverick. First of
Right.
all, is a reason why he's not showing the other kids, and I
Right.
believe
He
that the kids
cannot.
are there as well. They on that boat as
Right.
well, but
I
he
believe so
cannot
too.
show the kids. Now, explain to these people to let them know why Martell cannot show these kids, his other
In
kids.
Okay, in my opinion, and I have no facts, but in my opinion,
No, you heard
according
what he said on
right
Queen
on the
Sheba. Yeah,
documents,
he said it
with the
himself.
documents, with the court documents and the judge's decision, Martell cannot photograph his 4 children with Melody. It's not that he don't want to. The judge felt like it was a disservice
Stop
to
right there. Stop right there. Who thought that it was the best for those kids?
the judge
Thank
of
you.
their custody case. You know, felt like it was not a good thing for the children, the 4 children that he has with Melody, to continue to film, post photographs on social media until they are old enough to decide to do so themselves. Their parents cannot present them on social media. The judge felt like I believe that through counseling and the therapy services that these children had, the counselor stated that it was against the better judgment and the
Yes.
better interest
Yes.
of the children. And that's why the judge came up with that decision, not Martell. This is a judge's decision.
Yes.
I'm like you. I believe all of his kids are on the boat, but he can't photograph them. Now they wonder
Absolutely.
why. Why is he photographing Maverick? Because there is no judgment against him, or no judge has said that he could not film Maverick. So I'll take pictures with Maverick. So he will. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
And not only that, it's his child.
It's his son.
That's his
You
son.
know.
He do whatever he want.
Now
But the
here's the
judge
thing.
said that he cannot. That's the
Now here's the
judge
thing. I'm
order.
going to see how you feel about this statement I'm about to make. When they first went for this custody hearing, they wanted it to be settled between Melody Martell and their lawyers. I think Martell was on board for that, and so that they didn't have to go to trial. Melody decided she didn't want to agree and work it out in just, between the lawyers and them. So therefore, you leave it up to a judge to make the decisions
Absolutely.
for you. When they could have compromised with each other and said, okay, let's work together and get this custody thing. What do you want? Martell say what he want. Melody say what she want. And then they compromise. All he wanted was his children to have secure and safe child care when mom is out of town. He wanted
Absolutely.
first choice of refusal. He
Absolutely.
wanted to limit their interaction on social media because he felt like it wasn't benefiting the kids to be constantly in front of the camera.
Absolutely. And
Well,
I had to
there you
go
go.
back and watch that interview that he did on Queen Sheba's show on our platform. And
Right,
he said, and he'd explained the reason why the judge made that decision. Like I said there and say, believe it or not, the judge have his people, investigators watching these shows.
right,
And they
absolutely,
going back and they reporting because they going to do what's best for the kids.
right.
And
Not
when you have
Martell,
not
not
Martell,
Melody,
not Melanie,
the
but the
kids.
children. And when
And the
they
judge stated that
yes,
Martell was working in the best interest of his children and Melody was not.
yes, and I believe when the judge had got that report of Melanie putting one of her children inside of the car to go out
Right.
there and spy on her husband, and the
Yeah.
daughter came on the show and repeated it.
Right.
I think the judge said that and said, this is not healthy at all. This is
Hmm.
not right because the child should not have been mixed in a part of grown folks' business.
Right. And that recording that Martell made of Mariah stating
Mhm,
that mommy says you have a girlfriend. Mommy
mhm.
says this. The judge probably felt like that, as young as those children were,
They
that
should have never
wasn't
got
a
that shouldn't yeah,
conversation that she should have had with her daughter about the father.
that's it.
Who sits
So,
down and tell a 10-year-old or 8-year-old your daddy has a girlfriend?
thank you. And I
No.
don't understand why people don't see that. Like I said there and say, in here we speak truth. We stand on our truth. We don't know these people from a can of paint. We don't have a dog in this fight.
Well, a lot of her fans said that she didn't need to lie to her children for Martell.
They was too young. They didn't have to know that. You
Right,
mean you got to tell your children about every affair that you have?
right. It's not to me. It wasn't a sense of her lying to her
Mhm.
children, but I think a mother is supposed to protect
Yes.
her children from any amount of hurt. There's
Mhm.
no sense to me in giving them information that they're too young to understand or handle.
A child should have never been in that type of
Never, never,
conversation
never,
because
never.
whatever two grown adults do, they shouldn't have never involved those kids
Yeah,
because
yeah,
what would that benefit that child?
right.
Nothing will benefit that child. Not nothing.
Right. Evidently
That's
that
the
the
grown
judge
folks.
felt the
Yes.
same way. The
Yes.
kids didn't need to be privy to all of Martell's let's say how are we gonna put this
Well,
nicely?
his other
It's
woman,
affair. Absolutely.
his other woman.
Yep. They didn't need to
That's
be
how it
privy
was.
to that. They didn't need to be
No, not
privy
at
to that.
all. And that
Yeah.
right there, and it was another one. One of the producers had say, "Who you choose, mama or dad?" You don't pawn your kids
Right.
against each other.
Right. So all of that worked against her. I mean, her fans were okay with it, but the judicial system, it wasn't. Child Protective
Mhm.
Services, it wasn't. So hey, they got to deal with it at some point.
So who you gonna side with? I'm gonna side with the people that's in authority, not
Right.
these guys
Absolutely.
fans.
Yeah. I'm going to give, like you said, the power to the people that are in the business
High
of
up. Yeah.
higher up, analyzing children and
Mhm.
working in the best interest of the children. And
Yeah,
if they
that's what
said
these
she
people go to
wasn't,
school for.
right, these people are professionals. They
Thank
are
you.
not, just lay people like you and I. They are professionals.
Mhm.
So if they say it's not working for the kids, I'm going with them.
So I don't understand why would anyone want to argue why he has this child now? After this right here, guys, you shouldn't even argue no more. Take it to the judge. Take it to the
Yeah.
custody judge.
Well, it seems like they feel like if he can't photograph and film the other four, he should not film and photograph this child.
Why would his child have something to do because his other parent, not his parents, because Melanie
Right.
and Martell couldn't
Right.
figure it out. So why would this child right here have to suffer?
That's the way I see it. If
And
they
see,
put out, yeah, if they could have worked it out, yeah, then all five of them could be filmed, but they couldn't work it out. They let the judge do it. So,
and you
you
see,
know,
that's what I was talking about. You got to be careful how you dig ditches, and you
yeah,
be
because
careful
yeah,
how you treat people because what's supposed to be for you gonna end up with somebody else.
absolutely,
Just like with the Scots business, which we're gonna talk about that. The Scots means Scots and the Holtz, right?
absolutely.
So who the one sitting there reaping? Who the one got the business in their hands now that they going to leave legacies down to their children? The Scotch, right?
The Scots,
With
right,
somebody else's name on it.
right. The
So you
combination of Scott and Hope,
and hope. So you got to
right.
be careful how you dig a ditch because, like I say, karma is a bad. And I don't believe in karma. I believe the wrath of God. You understand?
Okay,
I believe the wrath of God. But if you want to say karma, karma knows your address and it does not forget.
yeah.
So you
I
got to be
believe,
careful.
I believe in the fact that what you put out is probably what you're going to get back. You put
Absolutely.
out mean and nasty just to be mean and nasty, you're gonna get it back.
You ever heard you reap what you sow?
You reap what you sow.
Hmm?
You know, I don't care how angry you are. When you act in a negative way, negative comes back to you.
That's
You
it.
know,
And especially when, like I say, kids are innocent.
yeah,
Kids have nothing to do with none of these stuff that's going on.
right,
Kids are
right.
pure, their minds are pure. But kids are like sponges. They only sit there and gonna gravitate of what you put into them, just like a computer.
Yeah, yep. And it could be, taking this photograph and posted. I think they say he posted it on his Instagram. It could be
Or that I
a
think that
little
was
bit of
that picture right
Marxist.
there. You talking about that picture right there?
Yeah.
I think that was on Eric. He has his own page now. You remember I was telling you about that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the little
Eric. Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's on his page. Well, that's he got a page. He got the girls and the Eminem kids. They have a page too, right?
Yeah, but you know why he have a page, right?
The young man,
Mhm,
the
yeah, the
baby.
baby, and I'm gonna say a legend, but, like I sit there and say, when I say something, you could take it where? To the bank, okay?
Yeah,
I believe that the reason why she went ahead and set up the page because he will be on that show.
could be. It could be. You know, they could be trying to um push him forward in different avenues. So he need a page. I think uh Stormy's baby has a page. The Scott kids have a page. I think all of these kids have a page, right?
I don't know, but I believe that Mattel probably say all of his children got a page, but they got a brand except him, so
Right.
now they
Yeah.
about to brand him.
Yeah. Stormy's baby, he has a page
Yeah.
also. They all have it. So why not Knox?
Well, he gonna have a brand now. What he gonna have, I don't know, but he's gonna
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
something.
In the second half, where they say this is part A, then there will be a part B. Maverick may be able to film on the show.
Mhm. Oh, he will,
Yeah, I
because you
believe
already
so.
heard what Martell said, when he was on that bloggers platform. He said
Yeah,
Maverick, I think he called him Maverick or not. He said he's attached to him everywhere he go, each and every
yeah,
day.
he did say that.
So if he
So he,
attached to
yeah,
him each and every day, then what that means? Well,
yeah, I know,
whether we like it or not, that's his child.
yeah, right. I believe the child will film. I'm not sure about the mother, but I'm pretty sure the child will film because the only reason why this child has not been on the show as much is because the mother, Ariane Curry, didn't want her child to be a cast member on the show. She could now that the Eminem kids are not going to be able to film. She could want her child to film now, even if she cannot film.
And tell me why Ariane did not want her child to film on that show.
Because she wanted to film with her son. To me,
What what mother wouldn't?
right? But now she may not care because I'm pretty sure if Maverick is on the show, she can negotiate some type of funds for Maverick. I don't know how that goes, but yeah, she said if I can't be on the show, then they can't have my baby. So I think she might change her mind
So
moving
I guess
forward.
she probably thought about it, say, well, if he gonna make a little money, I could put it towards his college funds
Right,
that,
right. That would be the smart thing to
yeah.
do.
So she probably
He's
said, well,
a
I'm gonna go
he's
ahead
a
and do it.
handsome little boy.
Mhm.
A clothing line for Maverick would make money. You
Yes.
know, he's a handsome little kid. Yeah,
And anybody that put their mouth on a child, something got to be wrong with you.
yeah, yeah.
Something got to be wrong with you because, like I say, the child is not going nowhere. It's his.
Well, like I told you, someone told me a long time ago, you have to consider the source
Mhm.
of the character of people when people make statements. You know where they're
Absolutely.
coming from, how mean spirited they are, and then
Absolutely.
you abide that or you apply that to the nastiness that they have said about this kid. Consider the source. Yep.
Like I said there and say, you just got to be careful how you put your mouth on people, because
Right.
whatever you put out in the atmosphere, trust me, it's going to come back. And when
Yep.
they come back, you might not be able to handle it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They can't handle it.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you
actually, none of this should be out here. None of it.
mhm.
The affair should not have been the main focus. This show was supposed to be about people, black couples in business. This affair should have never been the main focus
Well,
because it
the
was
executive producer, the one that brought the show to Call Us King, she put it out. So you can't get
right,
mad with nobody that put it out. She
right.
put it
You
out.
cannot get mad at how it turns out.
So the way it
Yeah,
turned out, just because it backfired on you, you
yeah,
think you're gonna
yeah.
put out all this and not expect nothing to come back at you?
Well, how could it be any other way? How could it?
Thank you. Well,
I'm pretty sure common sense will tell her. I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of people told her that you're not about to get all positive out of this mess because it's
mhm,
so negative. You're gonna have to deal with the negative backlash from this crap
mhm,
too.
mhm. And
I'm sure her
in
mother
her
told
head,
her
she
that.
probably say, "Well, people are very hard when cheaters, which people are hard. You step out, your husband's cheating. Yeah, people is hard on stuff like that. But the thing about it is that you also you sat there and you ran with it. You took your pain for
Right,
gain. You also made
right,
a mockery out of it, and that's what people look at it. So let's go ahead and
right.
move on from that. Unless you got something
Okay.
else to say about that.
No, no, no. I'm done. I'm ready when you're
Okay,
ready to
well,
move
we're gonna go ahead and get into the show now. I don't know what unpaid and full means, but this right here is season 6, episode 10. And I mean, man, it's been passing by fast, right?
on. Yeah, it has been
Yeah,
pretty
unless
fast
we
this
slept
season.
on that, because I really don't even see
Ah,
nothing, that's very rememberable in my Nene Lee's voice. But let's
right.
go ahead and we're gonna get on to with Tiffany with that faking, saying she
Oh
sees
my
stars.
goodness.
Good well Tiffany did not see any stars.
Girl, no. That's why she didn't want to go to the hospital. She didn't want no ambulance because she knew she was faking. She had to get because she knew the guys were going to tell her husband everything. and that it was going to be look negative on her. So she had to get what's her husband's name?
Big Lou.
Uh, Big Lou back on her side. So how else but
Mhm,
to fake stars, seeing stars and all that old crap.
mhm. Boy, she's very manipulative in order to do
Very much
something like
so.
that.
She's a perfect Karen, like they said. You start
Yeah.
mess and then you want to be the victim. But did you he told her, stay out of it. Don't
Mhm.
put me in no more mess. You
And the
know?
and the men get along so good.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Uh,
I
oh
like the
my
way they
goodness.
can have differences, talk it out, and come out, still whole, not
Mhm,
broken. You know, they are not angry with Lou. They know
mhm,
what Lou is dealing with. They solved that right out there on that patio. It's done.
mhm.
The guys can go play baseball together now, football. Women can't do that.
No, they have to be petty. They got to keep
They
it
have to
up.
be petty, mean, and nasty. They
And
got to
one
outdo each other.
Yes, one thing about a man, they don't hold it in. They'll say what
No,
they got to say, and then after that, that's
right,
it.
right.
Wh
Men don't think like women.
No, so
Yeah,
God, thank God, thank God.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on from that unless you got something else to
Okay.
say about this
No.
scene right here.
Uh-uh.
So, yeah, we can go ahead
Ah.
with Tiffany. I had to put that on right there.
Oh
Now
my
tell me
goodness.
this is not faking.
Yeah, she was faking, and Lou jumped right on in there and comforted her, and patted her up, gave her that little reassurance, that she needed.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
But
I
what
don't
he
know.
told her, when he had said that and said, "You don't even know these people," for you
Right.
to go into their face, and did she ask you to do that?
Right. Melody never asked her for any information on blended families.
Mhm,
And like I'm not sure who it was this morning I was watching said, this girl Tiffany is not a Melody. She didn't do this for Melody. She
You
did
don't think
this.
she did for Melanie?
No, no, no. She did it to secure her job, to
Oh,
create
okay.
mess. She could care less about what's going on with Melody and Cherie. Cherie, I
Mhm,
mean. Yeah.
mhm.
She did it to stir up drama for herself because
Wow.
according to what they're saying, her and Kiki were a toss up of who's going to be on the show and who had to get off the show.
Oh, okay, so it's between those 2.
The between Tiffany and Kiki, a secure spot on the cast, and Tiffany is trying to secure her spot.
Mhm.
That's why she got such a hard for Kiki.
Oh, okay, well, that does make sense then.
Right. But I don't think she have a problem because you don't see Kiki's husband. Kiki don't have a storyline.
So
She
is
is not.
Kiki is she's married?
Yeah, she's married.
I
She's
wonder why her
married.
husband never came on the show.
Oh, honey. Would you if you
No,
was married to Kiki?
no.
Okay. I believe her husband is aware that she's not 100%. He's not about to be embarrassing himself and his kids. They have what, three
Mhm.
kids?
I don't know.
And
I
she
don't
has a
know too much
husband.
about her.
Yeah, she has a husband. Remember when they went to Bessemer, Alabama?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No,
Yeah.
what happened?
They had some type of family reunion, and Kiki was threatening to expose Marceau, and
Oh, yeah,
Kiki's
yeah, when it was
husband.
at yeah, yeah, they all
Right.
was together, all the family was
Yeah.
at
That
when
kind of
Tisha
heavy
cried,
set.
right? When Tisha was
Right.
crying?
Right,
Mhm.
right, right. The kind of heavy set dark skinned guy is Kiki's husband. He was right
Oh,
by her side.
okay, yeah.
I can't think of his name, but yeah, but he's not on this show. So far, he hasn't been on the show.
Wouldn't you blame him?
Yeah. No, I don't blame him at all. I understand why he's not presenting himself. No, he probably has a job, you know, that he don't want to be embarrassed by his wife if she, has any type of relapse and okay, like this uh Home Depot deal, girl.
Mm,
That man is trying to stay low.
mm. Shoot, if
Yeah.
not, they'll pick all in his business like they do
They'll pick
everybody
all
else.
in his business.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and move on from this because I left. Now let's go ahead and talk about this. And
Okay.
I didn't even need to put on the picture because I already had the picture up because you and I we
Hmm.
talked about that a couple of months. We knew
Right.
about this business, and we
Right.
knew that the host was not a part of it.
Right. This
This
you
is
said
his
it's
team right here.
right. Yeah. It's some hotel that they are building, $7 million project. I can't remember how many rooms, but it's a pretty big project right there off
Yeah.
the highway. Yeah.
And I was on the platform, this other platform, they were saying, "Well, why did you never showcase this? Would you? This is these people business. Would you showcase it?"
Right. I mean, they did present it what at the beginning of the season. They said they had gotten this deal. It was going to be breaking ground on it. I
Mhm.
remember that.
So they was
Yeah.
waiting for the right time to go ahead and pitch it, but like I
Right.
said, the host was not a part of it. What you
No.
see them trying to get back together, that's just for TV. That's just for entertainment.
Right. Right. They are not together as a
No,
group.
no, that's
Everybody's
just for
doing their own
entertainment.
thing. Yeah.
And I'm so
Yep.
glad to see, black entrepreneurs. And he does not have just in Huntsville. He spread it out. He have
Yeah.
streams of income.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the hotel that they're building, and it
Mhm.
might take 8 9 months a year
It all
for it to
depends how big
complete.
is his, yeah,
Yeah, it depends
his
on how big it's gonna be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It
But
won't
like,
take long though.
yeah, I'm glad for him. I'm glad to see that
Yeah.
they are breaking grounds, leaving
Right.
legacies and breaking generational curses.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
just don't understand, why would people could be so negative. It's just like I say when it comes to jealousy.
Well, it makes them feel good.
I guess it's so. I mean, and the thing about it, they was
Ah,
talking like, I mean, they was talking like they knew these people. I said there and said, do these people break bread with these people?
yeah. The comments were they're not building nothing. This is fake. They got a
No.
plot of no. This is a $7 million deal for Scout to build a hotel somewhere in there in Alabama, Huntsville, right off the highway. You can see the highway right behind them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Yep.
But I was understanding. I say, I had to step in. So let's go ahead and move on from this. Okay,
Okay.
let's go ahead and
Oh
talk about
Lord. Ah.
Melanie and her attorney.
Oh
Girl,
boy.
what do you think about that scene?
Oh my goodness. I just feel like I guess they would call this a scene filler. Everybody knows that she's been planning to go back to her maiden name, and this meeting with her lawyer, to me, was just so over dramatized. For what? You know?
I didn't understand it because first of all, she was worrying about changing her name back to her maiden name, and pretty much it's not his exact words. Your maiden name don't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it's a Janet
Hmm.
Jackson name, Micah Jackson name. Your last
Hmm.
name is so important. What they
Uh-huh.
worrying about is the host because you got all these streams of income that's connected to the host. So
Yeah,
if you
she.
wanna go
Yeah.
ahead and you wanna turn, back to your maiden name, you can go. So that's what his her attorney was pretty much saying, you can do it.
Right.
And when
Right.
she was saying, she wants to go ahead and celebrate, she wanna go ahead and give a party. If you ready to get over this Negro, I wouldn't want no party, I wouldn't want nothing. I change my
Hmm.
name and go about my life.
Hmm.
Why would I wanna make a stink about something like that, where I wanna throw a party just because I changed my last name back to, my
Well,
maiden name? Make it make sense.
it's a pretty popular thing now. They throw divorce parties, name change parties, just like a wedding, and they have the celebration of a wedding. They're doing that for divorces now and name changes. It's a
Yeah,
popular thing. Yeah.
yeah, but it's just, like I say, all the businesses and all the stuff
Mm,
that they started is
uh-huh.
attached to the host, and just like the attorney
Hmm.
said, most likely, if you change that name, anything that Martell do now with that name, you can't get nothing out of it.
Right. I mean, she want to go back to Rogers. I don't see a problem
Yeah,
with it.
no, no, let it
Mm,
do it. I'm just saying,
yeah.
trying to go ahead and make a big statement about it, where
Right.
it's not like it's some big name, but like I say, you do what you want. I would have went ahead and left it on the cutting room floor. And the reason why I would have went ahead and left it on the cutting room
Hmm.
floor Is because
Mhm.
when you say you over something, then want me to tell you something, I'm done, I'm over. Don't make no sense for me continue beating that dead horse. That's how I
Yeah.
look at it. It's just like keep wringing an old dirty dish rag. Let it go,
Yeah.
move on.
I think it's a win-win for both of them. She goes back to Rogers, so her businesses will be known as Melody S. Rogers. Him, whatever he does, his children carries the whole name. And here's the thing for me: at some point, this man says he wants to remarry.
Mhm.
So the current the future wife will be carrying the whole name. Maybe Melody don't want to share a last name with some other woman.
Could be, could be.
You know, she want to go
Yeah.
back to Rogers, and whoever he marries, would it be if it's Ariana, if it's Sheree, that particular female will be Mrs. Holt. She don't want to
Mhm.
be no. I mean, because suppose they are at the kids' graduation or at some event, the kids, and they say, "Well, we'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Holt." Well, if she's still carrying the Holt name, and the new wife is carrying the Holt name, she's not gonna like that. She want to be known as Melody Rogers. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It works for him too.
So what about which the attorney talked about it as well. He never heard it, the judge asking for the password of, her computer,
Her phones,
which
yeah,
you and I talked about that anyway.
right, right.
Mhm.
I think
You
with
could see
that,
the phone records, like you said, the phone records, but
right.
not the password.
I think with the passwords, they wanted to see how many different social media sites she had in case they were fake social media sites that were demeaning to Martell that she had created. I think that was the reason why they wanted all of her social media uh, sites and the passwords to see.
Mhm. Now that's
Yeah.
good. That's good right there because in that case, she
Mhm.
could have had her attorney to do the same because you
Yeah,
know
she could
how
have got this
he was
guy to do the
saying.
same thing.
Yeah, he
Right,
was saying about him and Ariane had put out that,
right,
that wanted to put out that video went under a fake
right,
page according to Carson. You remember when she had
right,
said something like
right.
that? But
Yeah.
it got to be something that we don't know and really when he went on that platform and did that interview, she really didn't want to talk about those issues because I would have went ahead and I would have pulled it out, What,
Yeah.
would the judge think that Mel have in her computer where Mattel, they
Hmm.
need to see the password. I wanna know why.
Right. Well, it was
Something
Martell's
had to ha
lawyers.
it had to been something.
Martell's lawyers wanted
Yeah, but the
her.
judge granted it.
Right, right. And I think it's because there were so many different social media sites that were negative against Martell. They wanted to know if she was behind any of them.
So you think the judge would have been caught up into something like that? I think it was much bigger. I think it was dealing with
Hmm.
you don't think like with the having streams of babysitters and they wanted to know, the information, what they had put out, or
Hmm.
if she left it with the brother or, other people or, something
Hmm.
like that. Or maybe a
I don't
man,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it had
Yeah.
whatever it was dealing with the kids because that was the custody court judge, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
it got to the kids. I think it was for the babysitters. They
Yeah.
wanted to see all that. That's what I think. And I'm gonna say allegedly, I don't know.
Yeah. We don't know why his lawyers wanted that information. I just thought maybe it had something to do with all the negativity that
Mhm.
had been going around about Martell
Mhm.
on these different social media sites. I thought they wanted to see if she was behind any of those sites.
Or helping fanning the fire. That's what you're saying, right?
Helping fanning the fire, giving
Mhm.
because there was a lot of information that came out that was going presented to the bloggers, her specific bloggers
Oh,
that
okay.
were negative information, and that's why I thought they wanted to know all of her social media um, platforms, but I could be wrong.
Okay. So you ready to move on or you got something
Yeah,
else you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Well, let's go ahead and get on to this right here. What you think of
Oh
first
wow,
about this suit right here?
I love it. It's
You like
so
it?
yeah, I love it. I wasn't quite sure about the gold buttons.
No, me either.
Because to
Th
me it would have been more stylish, with buttons that match the color of the suit. It looks like a black suit, or it could be navy blue.
It was different colors. I think he had presented about 3 or 4 different
Yeah,
colors.
I saw it was a red one, an
A
orange
green
one.
one. I think
Yeah,
that's the green
green.
one right there. Mhm.
I'm not, I really am not a fan of gold buttons. So,
Yeah, I think it's a little too formal, but,
mhm.
I each his own, is his own,
But this
is
is
who
supposed to
like
be
it.
formal wear, like for a
Mhm.
wedding. Uh,
Okay.
so for a wedding, I could see that working.
Mhm.
Uh, or a business venture. I'm not really fired up about the gold buttons, but for a wedding, for the husband, and then maybe the groomsman, I could see
Mhm.
it in a wedding. But I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of gold buttons. But the suit, the design of the suit, to me, I love it.
And all the other different pieces he had. You remember when he was
Right,
at, that event? I really
right,
liked it, and
yeah,
he said, he looking at from $700 and up. So,
yeah.
people might say, "Oh, that's too expensive." But what I think he should
No, I don't
do
think
is
so.
I don't think so either. What
Yeah,
if they can't afford it, just go ahead and rent it out,
right. Well, the
for the
thing
special
is,
events.
they said that women they get to design their wedding dresses or have a designer dress, and men have to go and rent a tuxedo that doesn't have any style. And classy men, upscale men, want to look good. They don't want to have to rent a suit. So I mean, I think it's a great idea. And $700 to me is not too much. Any man can afford a $700 suit if you got a job. You're gonna get married in June. You could start paying on your suit in what, April? Who
Yes.
can't come up with $700?
Yeah, and the thing about
Yeah.
this, and they say, "Well, how Martell gonna come up with?" I mean, all in these people pockets. How
Ah,
he's gonna come up with $100,000? He's not going to come up with $100,000. It's called investment.
I think
That's
he
what
got
you
it.
have, investments. People that's going to invest in his brand.
I don't think Martell will have a problem coming up with
No,
$100,000.
and even if he do come up, but still of all, that's really not how, people do
Hmm.
business. People sit there, they get
Right.
investments.
Yeah.
And
Well,
for him to have
Miguel
Miguel, what's his name?
Wilson.
Miguel Wilson,
Right.
to take him underneath his wing. I researched him. This
Yeah.
man is worth over $25 million. He's
Yeah.
all over the United States.
Right. Right. Foreign countries too. I don't think you have a problem because Miguel did say you don't have to come up with all of it at once, but you have to come up with a decent down payment so that the suits can be designed and created, not the whole line, just the models. You know what I mean? So I don't think you have a problem coming up with $100,000.
And
They
then they
think Martell
say
ain't got no money.
that's what I
W-
was about to say.
I believe he has money. He just don't spend it. You don't see him driving no luxury vehicle. He's still driving the same vehicle that just trucks. A 30, 40, $50,000 truck. That's it. He's living in a modest home. There's nothing fancy about his home. He is not flashy except for his clothes.
But the thing about it that they really think that they know this man. I mean, one holler he broke.
I don't
Oh,
believe
he
he's
he's
broke.
lazy. How can you say
Mhm.
Martell lazy? Do you know these people personal? Do you know these people personally to call him lazy? I mean, Martell was going out there tearing down buildings, houses, building them back
Mhm.
up, cutting grass. He also said
Right.
he had another business. I think it was a cleaning business.
Mhm.
I think he
Well,
mentioned that he had a cleaning business. This man have streams of income. And for these
well, this
people to
is
sit there and say this man is lazy, come on now.
this is the image that has been presented to him. You
Why?
know, to me, the during the separation and divorce process, to me, this is the image that Melody presented of Martell, as if she was the brains of the operation. She did all of the work. Martell didn't do, even when they were cutting grass and doing property preservation. she gave the image that she was doing everything.
I remember that. You remember when Martell
Right,
said, "Stop it, stop it." Okay, Martell took the hammer. You remember that big old hatchet or whatever you call it,
right.
jackhammer or
Yeah,
whatever you call it,
that
and took it and
30
said,
pound hammer.
you know,
Yeah.
"Okay, I'm gonna put this in your hand. Now let me see you break down them walls."
Who do they think was breaking down walls when they got into property
Thank
preservation? It was
you.
him. It was him. It wasn't her, you know.
Wow,
But that's the image that she presented. That everything was she did it all. He didn't do nothing.
wow.
So
And the thing
and
about
they
it is
sticking
that
with it.
And the thing about it is that they all thinking that Melanie was the one that she had the money. No, Melanie may have had the little brains. You see what I'm saying? Because iron
Right,
sharpened iron. That was the
right,
renew. That was the how you say that? The uniqueness about it. A
right,
power couple. One
right,
where one is lacking, the other one is not.
right.
Melanie
I don't
could
think
not have done. Melanie could
mm-mm,
not have done what Martell did do. Martell may not
physically.
can do what Melanie could do, but
Right,
together they was a power to be reckoned with, a force to be
right.
reckoned with. So
Yeah,
you don't sit
Melody.
there and try to chop that right there down.
Yeah, Melody was front office, made all of the arrangements, and Martell was out in the field. He said that a million times. Uh, Doing the physical labor, and once they got enough money to hire people, all he did was manage the crews, and she was in the office, doing all the paperwork.
That's just like
But
I
let
did
her
with my
fans
business.
tell it. Let
Yeah.
her fans tell it. She did the paperwork. She was in the
No.
field. She was tearing down walls and replacing walls. No, he
And
did the
Martell
physical
was
part.
just sitting in the bed with
Yeah, he was
Ariane
just
Curry.
sitting in it.
Wasn't
Right,
doing
right,
nothing.
right.
Wasn't doing nothing.
And
According
they
to them.
believe that, and they're going to stick to it.
Mhm.
But a person that's going to think knows that he did the physical labor. He did the management in the field, and she was in the office. But a person is not thinking. They think, oh, she did it all. He didn't do anything. I mean, what she weigh $105 at that time? I mean, she's thicker now than she was then. She wasn't slinging no 30-pound sledgehammer or
But the way
digging
that
no ditches.
but the way that they was acting, they acting like Melanie was the one had the
Right.
brains and had the money. They both
No.
school
Mm-mm.
teachers.
Right. They were both teachers. They put
They
their
both
money
was
together.
teachers.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
happened was Martell left out and went into his lawn company, him and his brother,
Right. Right.
and they made that successful.
Right.
Then had a cleaning company, made that successful. Then he went ahead and he pulled Melanie out of the school system
Right.
and put
Right.
her as a CEO.
Right.
And together, that's when they came the power couple. That's when they was
Yeah.
making it happen.
Yeah. They built those all the businesses they had. They built them together, not just
Yes.
Melody.
So you can't
Yeah.
discredit one person.
Yeah. But that's the way it was presented. The public ran with it, and I mean, I never thought that she did it all. I mean, I
Mm-mm.
got
I
more
never
sense
thought
than that.
either.
Common sense tell you she didn't do it all. They
No,
were millionaires before they came to Love and Marriage Huntsville, before they got the show. I got sense enough to know she didn't build them millions by herself.
no.
But some of her fans think she built all the money by her. She built all the businesses by herself. That's crazy. It's stupid.
And the
You
thing
know,
about it, they would not give Martell credit for nothing.
right. But Martell has not been pushing the issue. He don't really need the credit because he know what he did.
Mhm.
You know what you have done. You and I both know what you have done. I don't need credit from nobody else. Martell
Thank
don't
you.
need credit from the public. He know what he's done.
That's it. And God
You know?
does not hold us for stuff like that.
No.
God is a forgiving God.
If
In
her
that
people
case,
want to think she did it all by herself, let them think it.
and
I
yeah,
mean, it's idiotic, but if that's the way they mind run, okay.
and that's the reason why the show is going down because they make it
Right.
one sided.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
and like I said, I don't know because, like I said, I don't really check for these people like everybody else do.
Hmm.
Maybe you might know. Do you know Melanie outside of Love and Marriage in Huntsville?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not nobody on this show or no other show.
Hmm.
I don't know none of them.
Hmm.
I go
Was
by what I see.
Well, stick a pin in that then, because I'm gonna come back on
Right,
that. Well, we talked
right.
about this right here, this fake woman right there. Get her
Yeah,
out.
child.
So let's go
Okay.
ahead and talk about Kimmy and Melody.
Mhm.
I like how Kimmy went ahead and confronted Melanie when it came to the comeback group and said that
Right,
everybody wanted in, but Melanie was the one that wanted out. But I also
right.
think that when it comes to Kimmy, Kimmy hold Melanie with kids' gloves.
Yeah. Well, she do, but she will hold her accountable because Melody was trying to say that nobody wanted to do anything, and Kimmy show pulled her coat and told her, "No, you were the one that wanted to dismantle the comeback group. Everybody else, including Martell, wanted to keep the group.
Mhm.
Melody was the only one that wanted to dismantle, dissolve the comeback group."
But see, Kimmy was smart because Kimmy sat there and
Yeah.
said she kept it. She paid them taxes on it because Kimmy probably say, if y'all don't want it, I'm gonna get a tax write off. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
trust me, she getting her tax write off. So if she is
Mhm.
paying taxes, she's getting good off it
My
because
question is, I don't know if you remember when they were sitting at the table. This might have been a couple of seasons ago, when Melody said she was out. She was no longer part
yeah,
of the comeback
yeah,
group.
she
Do
wanted
you
out.
remember that?
Yeah,
So
because her
why is she sitting at this table at these
That's
meetings?
what I wanted. I said it on the other panel. When I was on this girls panel, I sat there and say, if Melanie wants out, she don't want to be a part of this. Why is she there? It's like she's bringing it to a very low person. She's coming with that low vibration.
It was a couple of seasons ago when they were all there. I think
Yes,
she had on
Melanie
a
wanted
yellow
out.
suit.
Hmm.
She had long blonde hair. She had on a yellow suit or white suit, and she stated, "I'm out of the comeback group.
Yes,
I'm voting myself out." Why is she sitting at this table?
that's what I want to know too. Because,
Why
like,
is she even at the meetings?
what they need to do is just go ahead and just let Melanie go because when Martell and Marcel them came in, Martell went ahead and he hugged everybody. Then he went to Melanie, which I just hope that he just leave her alone. The girl don't want to be bothered on the show. Now I don't know what's behind closed doors.
Uh,
Leave her alone because to me, if she keeps sitting there and saying she don't want to be bothered with you, move
so
on. Let her
why
go.
do
If
you
she want to
have
go
your
outside, if she
right?
wants to go outside and somebody sitting there kidnap her or whatever, let it happen.
Well, her whole energy changed when they walked in the door.
Mhm.
Her whole facial expression, her energy changed. Um, uh, if you don't want to be a part of this group, why do you have your hind part sitting in the chair?
That's what
What
I want to
made you
know.
come? Why? You know?
Pacino says that the mandate for production was for the core six to work towards working together again. But like I said, how can you try to work something that's not, don't want to be? It's to me that's
I
toxic.
wonder
That's
if
bad energy.
Fakino Rules remembers when Melody said she was no longer part of the comeback group. It was a couple of seasons ago at a meeting. "I'm out. I'm done." To me, production can't force you to be in a group that you don't want to be in. She's sitting in that chair because she wants to. She didn't have to even come to none of these meetings. Nobody's forcing them to be at this table.
And I like when Tisha called out when she wanted to make it about herself, saying, "Well, when I had something was going on, nobody went ahead and tried to come to my event." Tisha said, "Yeah, I did try to come to one of them, but you got your security guard and kicked me out."
Right, that wasn't part of the comeback group. Those events, she was talking about mimosas with Melody. That had nothing to do with the comeback group. That
So
was
what was
her.
mimosas? What type of business was that?
No, it was just meetings that she would have with women that
Oh,
had been
okay,
cheated on and divorced. Mimosas with Melody.
okay.
No, it was like a speaking engagement. It didn't have nothing to do with the comeback group. It was all
Hmm.
about her.
Pacina says this is supposedly not the comeback group, according to the Scott 10.
Yeah, it's still a comeback group.
Mhm.
You know, they are. The name of this particular event is the Black Expo, but it's up under the comeback group umbrella.
Mhm.
And Melody removed herself from the comeback group for like 3 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Mhm.
So I'm still
Yeah.
asking, why is her hind parts in the chair? Why
Yeah,
is she there?
that's what I wanna know
And
because like I
another thing, this so-called get paid. She wants to get paid. Tisha and Marceau created this event, the Black Expo. This is their event under this comeback group umbrella. And they are saying for this particular event, nobody in the room is getting paid. Nobody. Now, if that is not working for you, then you don't have to participate. Martell said this is, no, not Martell, Marceau said you can participate as much or as least as you please.
yeah.
Nobody's forcing anyone to participate. If the only events that she is going to speak at are paying speaking events, fine, shut your mouth.
And that's what I was saying, I was saying, what do you know Melanie from besides Love and Marriage in Huntsville for to say that she gets paid to speak?
Well, I think
I don't
wherever,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
never knew nothing about
yeah,
her until the
yeah, she
show.
gets paid. She gets
Yeah,
paid
but I
for
don't
her
know
speaking event.
nothing besides that show. I never heard
No,
her, on other platforms where or other
mm,
events where she was this great speaker, where she think when she opened her mouth that she
oh yeah, oh
unless
yeah.
she was in the Huntsville going around Huntsville speaking.
No, no, no. Out of in different states, she's been asked to
Oh,
speak
I didn't
at
know
different events all
on
over
you
the
talking about
country.
on what she was going through with her divorce and stuff, right? That's what she was
Different
speaking on
events,
in
events
business.
that focuses on women empowerment,
Yes.
women in business. She speaks at a lot of events and
Oh,
she gets
okay.
paid. Like she has several events. She's been, not just in Huntsville, in
Okay.
Atlanta, LA. She's been traveling quite a bit for a lot of different speaking events,
Way
and she do
before
get paid.
Huntsville
The entire time that she's been on this show,
on the show. Yeah, on
yeah,
the show.
she
I'm talking
has
about
been.
before the show.
Yeah, before the show,
Oh, well, she did
yeah,
do something
right,
before the show then. Because
right,
remember
prior
I
to
asked
the,
you at
yeah,
first?
right, prior to the show, she was always a person that was selected to speak at different events. Most of it is dealing with women and
Mhm.
business, her property preservation. She does a lot of speaking engagements all throughout the year,
Oh, okay.
and she get
Yeah.
paid for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But this what I wanted to say, dealing with businesses, I understand what Tisha was saying when, she wanted to give back to her community. Don't you know the
right,
feeling of giving back to your
right,
community? It feels so good than receiving.
right. This particular event is giving back to the community
Yeah.
that
And
has been supporting them.
and what I was saying is that Mel's fans should be feeling bad because Mel don't want to give you nothing. She'll have, and I'm gonna say a legend because like I said, then say this
Mhm.
is what I look at it for entertainment purpose only. But she look pretty much sit there and say, look, she put a price tag on everything.
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
teaching them say, we doing it for the people, we want to give back to the community because they have supported us with all
yeah,
our businesses. I don't think nothing was wrong with it.
yeah. This is a free event.
But I
Um,
understand what they was doing, not to cut you off. I understand what they was thinking, what was in Kimmy's mind, because it's still behind Black Exposed. With they a company, whatever that is. And
okay.
Kimmy, Tisha and Marcel, they gonna get a tax write off. You see what I'm saying?
Well, anybody that's a member of the comeback group, if
Gonna
it's
get a
under that
yes,
umbrella,
yes,
they
gonna get
all should get a tax write off
but
for whatever
but it
they
belongs
spend.
to
Right.
Marcel and Tisha. So
I
Kimmy,
don't know.
You
Yeah.
think all of 'em I don't think Kimmy have, Martell and all the rest of them a part of, Black Exposed, whatever you call it.
Well, Kimmy, like Melody, she don't have to participate. It's not
Mhm,
mandatory that any of them participate. Marceau said you can participate or you don't have to. Maurice will participate because that's his brother, but
mhm.
Kimmy don't have to participate.
Pacino says that, Kimmy seems to be skeptical that the Scots 101 will not get paid. Well, didn't Tisha already say it and Marcel
Um,
already said that nobody's gonna get paid? Maybe
Yeah,
the employees or something, but the ones that are part of this event is not gonna get paid. It's all
right,
charity
right,
work.
right. Well, she anyone that don't at that table that did not want to participate didn't have to. It wasn't mandatory.
Mhm,
You know, if Kimmy don't want to, participate and speak at the event, she can all say, "Okay, I'm gonna let Maurice speak. I have nothing. I don't want to speak because I'm not getting paid." And Melody
mhm,
can do the same thing.
mm.
You know.
That's why I sit there and say, just like I totally agree with you that Melanie, she shoulda just went ahead and stayed home. She shoulda just
Well,
skipped out of that
it could be a thing where
production.
production wanted everybody there for the filming. But I mean, if she's not part of the group and don't want to participate in the group, you know, she could have said, "Well, hey, I don't want to be there. I got something else to do or whatever." I mean, his wine events, she didn't participate in none of them, and the cameras were there.
And that's what and the thing about it I don't understand is that you don't want Martell nowhere around you, but you guys are doing business together. Make it make sense. It doesn't make no sense at all. Now you got
You're
to be
speaking of in
side
this
by
group,
side looking at each other. And the
right?
thing about it is that Martell, and that's what I don't like about Martell, is that he still feels like he have to defend Melanie. And that's the part I
Yeah,
just can't stand because
yeah. I'm
they was
curious
talking
about
about
that too.
Melanie they was talking about Melanie wants to get paid, so he explaining why Melanie, should get paid. Leave it
Well, he
alone. The
said,
woman doesn't want you, so if
right,
let her defend herself. Let her fight for herself. He feel like he got to speak up for Melanie at all
yeah.
times.
Well, what he's saying is Melody always get paid for her speaking at
Yeah, I
events when
understand what he
she's
said, but still of
right.
all, he didn't even have to say that. Let
No, he
Melanie
didn't.
fight her own battle.
Yeah, I was curious as to why he
And I
spoke
couldn't
up.
stand it. He feel like
Yeah.
he got and this is what I'm saying. All right, just say like if me and Martell get together and maybe we become boyfriend or girlfriend or husband and wives and Melanie is his ex-wife and he's still defending her. Oh, it would be a problem with me. Why are you still defending her? You should have never even got in that conversation.
Well, Sheree seems to think that he should support her and defend her because
No,
they were
if
married.
Melanie sat there and tell him
Hmm.
Melanie sit there and tell him, "Look, I don't wanna be bothered with you." And I don't know what she do
Right,
behind closed doors, but look, I
right.
don't wanna talk to you, I don't wanna be bothered with you, and if you sitting there and you crossing those boundaries, then you and I gonna have a problem. That's where it's gonna be considered as stalking or
Yeah,
obsessive. Leave her
yeah,
alone, let her go.
right.
If
Because
she
she never
wanna sit there
defends him.
and do it. Never.
She
N
never defends him. I don't know why. Maybe he wants to look like, present an image of being a good guy.
well, he need to stop it because it's
Maybe
not
his
working.
PR told him you need to always show up as the good guy.
No, it's making you creepy. It's
It
making you
makes
real
him look
creepy.
stupid. It
It
makes him look
making you
stupid.
yeah, it's starting to look
Yeah,
creepy. Leave her alone. If she
right.
wants to go out there by herself in the dark, let her go out there by herself in the dark.
Yeah, that's probably coming from his PR team. They probably are telling him, okay, she can be mean and nasty to you, but you need to always show up as the good guy.
Mhm.
Don't argue with her. Don't disagree with her. Don't speak negative of her. That's what it seems like.
I understand that part. I would
Mhm,
okay,
mhm.
but don't defend her as well. Don't speak up
Right.
for her well because she's capable of speaking for herself.
Right, because I think you've heard him say several times, I don't want to say nothing to piss her off or
Mhm.
out of line against Melody. I think that's coming from his PR team. They want
Yeah,
him
but
to
it need to stop.
yeah.
It need to stop because,
Ah,
it is I'm telling you, you know I be trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but like I said,
right.
I'm
But it
team
does
right.
make him look stupid. It
And
makes him
this
look
right
stupid.
here, I don't like it at all. It's
Yeah,
time for him to cut the cord now. Leave her go. Let her fly.
right.
If she falls, she fall. If she whatever she that's her business. Like I
And
said,
then
the
you
only
know
thing
what?
is you guys need to do is concern what's best for the children, and that's it.
Right. And that could be another factor why he wants to always look like he's defending Melody because he know his kids are going to see this at some point. Maybe he wants to look like, well, I wasn't, I stopped being mean to you. Maybe he made a promise to the kids that he wouldn't speak mean of their mom. Uh, This could be part of his therapy too. You never know what the
Now,
therapist
now
is telling
it's
him.
coming across as
Come across as being
he
stupid.
just can't cut the cord because
Ah,
Melanie knows how to play with him. His
yeah,
she know exactly how to manipulate him. It's just like
yeah,
with Miss Wanda. You remember when Miss Wanda was starting that mess about the child's hair? You remember that?
yeah, yeah,
And what happened was Melanie had nothing to do with Martell. Melanie didn't want it to be bothered with Martell. Didn't even want Martell to come in the house or nothing. But
right.
the minute when she got that mess, she ran it by
Ah,
Martell, and she know
yeah,
Martell was going to get ignorant with her, which he did.
yeah, yeah. She
And
went straight over there.
soon after that fight,
Said,
she
yeah,
she sat there and she
yeah,
threw him on the shelf just like she does always. She ain't had nothing to do with it.
yeah. She did go to his home, sat out on his sofa, and spoke to him about what Wanda said about the children and made sure he was going to support her when she got ready to confront. And he
Yeah.
did just that, you know, which he was supposed to do. Those are his kids, you know.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't
he
like
didn't
what
have to
Wanda said.
let Melanie in the home
Right,
and sat there and them two think it
right.
out. They cannot even come together to be good co-parenting.
Yeah,
But you
he
mean
invited her in.
yeah, but you mean we're gonna come together only time when I'm going to see Melanie in my home when she need me to help fight my battles, her
Well,
battles?
they say she used people when she need them, and then when she don't
Yeah,
need them,
yeah, and
she discard them.
that's exactly. But when is he gonna wake up?
I
He's
don't
so
know.
used to being controlled by her that he feel like, he got to fight her battle. Let her go.
Yeah.
Because all she's
Well,
doing is using you. That's it.
that's part of Melody's persona. She needed Martell to back her up when she got ready to confront Wanda. She knew if she went over there and sat down and talked to him about it, he was gonna back her up. He wasn't gonna leave her hanging. And that's part of his persona. I don't think it's going nowhere. I don't think he's gonna change.
Well, he got to, because if he was
Ah,
my man and he's sitting there
yeah.
defending his ex-wife, I'm gonna tell him, do you want
Right.
me or you want her? I
Well,
don't give a care if you guys have kids together. The woman has
right.
sat there and told you over and over, leave me alone. I don't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So back off, dude.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a specific girlfriend right now or a woman. He's dating Sheree. Maybe if they're official, they decide to get engaged or married, then maybe he will back off from backing Melody up so much. Right now, he doesn't have a wife. They don't even call each other girlfriend and boyfriend.
Girl,
They both
how
say they
many
are
times I'm
dating.
gonna tell you, Miss Life?
Ah,
How many? You know who was sitting on that boat
uh,
that he couldn't even show her face on the side of Knox? You think Knox gonna look somebody dead in their eyes besides his mom?
you actually think Martell is married or will marry Ariane Curry?
I believe that these two have made a commitment. I believe
Wow.
that them two, and I believe that she was on that boat, and I
Mhm.
believe just like uh that blogger when he was doing that
Mhm.
interview pulled it out of
Mhm.
him. Those kids
Mhm.
and Ariane, they all sat there and they be under each other. I
Mm.
believe that Ariane is in and out of that house. And
Wow.
on that boat, when he
Mhm.
didn't show that camera, when you saw, it was a woman because you could see one of the thighs, and I don't
Mhm.
think it was none of his kids. That was a
Wow.
woman, and I believe that that woman was Ariane Curry because the child was too close to that woman, and
Mhm.
that was his mom. They all was on
Wow.
that boat,
Wow. Wow.
and
Wow.
like I said there and say, I need to elevate my energy elsewhere besides these reality shows. I be trying to sit there and switch, so nobody want to sit there and take heed. I
Uh-huh.
need to go and
Mhm.
start walking into my calling. That's why I sit there and I try to
Uh-huh.
make this animation stuff because what I really want to say, it's not going to stand with YouTube. So I say it might as well to make it as a animated. You understand?
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
I really want to do, but when I say something, you could take it to the bank. Those two, like I said, they have made a commitment. With
Mhm.
Sheree, I've been telling you guys from day one that was all a PR. That's it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And even they say Sheree is coming out saying the same thing. They are good friends. They wasn't
Mhm.
in a committed relationship. They both have the same PR team.
Mhm.
Put those two together, and I told you the reason why they did that is
Mhm.
because they know if they would have brought any other woman besides Sheree, who knows about these reality shows, knows how to handle women that come to her way. Anybody else, they would have steamrolled over Ariane Curry. She would have
Uh-huh.
came through that door. So what they was doing is they had Sheree to go ahead and open that door. And like
Mhm.
Martell said when he was on this platform, he said, if y'all keep talking about this girl over and over and over, she might as well to come on a show. He was advocating for her to come on that show.
Wow. Well, I don't know because
You gonna, oh no,
he
no, but
seems
you owe
he
me
seems
$50, Miss Logic.
yeah, baby, I
You
got
gonna
you.
pay
If
me
you
them
are
$50.
correct, I mean the bet is on. If he is gonna be married to this woman, I I will stick to the bet. I just don't see how he seems like he want to be in business. He want to move forward. I just don't see no forward trajectory with him in an upward move, a forward movement with an Ariane Curry.
Because that's where his heart at.
Unless,
Anybody
uh,
that can tear the entire house down, you allow another woman to tear your entire house down. She better
oh
have some. She better be like a Tiffany said. She better have some good punani. She
oh,
better be a good mama jamma, a good woman to
yeah,
tear
I
the
don't,
entire house
yeah,
down. To have you to leave my entire family for this woman, trust me, I
I
know
don't
how
know.
it works.
I've seen a lot of men cheat and they cheat down, but those are not the women that they select
But
to be by
who to
their.
say that he cheated down? Just like Martell said, when Ariane was calling, not Ariane, Melanie was calling herself a Cadillac. What she was calling herself?
She
A
called herself
Rolls
a Rolls
Royce,
Rolls Royce
and
and
calling uh, Ariane
Ariana
a
Curry a
Honda.
Honda.
What do you say? Y'all
Yeah.
both went to the same school,
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
same college.
I don't think it would be a smart move for him to align himself with her, unless she's going to be, hidden always.
No,
Uh,
no. Ariane is not the type to be hidden. Ariane already told you guys. How
Well,
many
how is
times
he
did she
gonna
gonna
bring her
tell you
out
guys?
in the public? How is he gonna set her down with a person, so to speak, of the guy
Okay, after I
Miguel
sit
Wilson?
there and get my $50, and this is a promise right here.
Hmm.
If this it does not work the way that it's supposed to
Hmm.
work, after I
Hmm.
get my $50 from you, and if I
Hmm.
lose this bet, I'm gonna give you $50, okay? But if I
Right,
win this
right,
$50, I want my $50 and I'm done with these reality shows and I'm
right.
going into my calling because I know
Ah,
who I am, okay? I just
oh,
elevate my
okay.
energy on this foolish stuff right here. But when I
I'm just
call it,
saying.
trust me, I'm
Did
gonna
you
tell you
see,
how it's gonna work.
Lady D? Did you see the woman that Miguel Wilson had on his arm?
Yeah, mhm.
Do you see Ariane Curry being on that particular female's level? Miguel
Absolutely,
Wilson? You
absolutely,
do? You do?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Because that's
Oh
not the
my
type of
goodness.
woman that Martell want. Martell don't want that type of woman. Notice how Martell women always very small and petite.
No, I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about mindset,
N
character.
no,
Uh,
no, no. A man does not really, he Martell is from the old school.
okay.
Martell looking for a woman that's gonna cook, take care of his kids, and be a freak in the bed. He ain't
That
looking.
girl don't cook nothing.
She don't
She's
cook.
not a
I
cook.
watch many her shows. I
Oh,
mean,
wow, okay.
you have you ever watched on IG? And
No,
Martell
no,
even
no.
Martell say, Ariane is a good mother. He say she's a
Oh,
good mother. She's a good mother. That's who he want. That's who he loved. That's who he sat there and he tore the entire house down for. So if I'm gonna tear the entire house down for this woman, trust me,
mm,
I'm coming back. That's who I want. Because he even said, when he was home during the pandemic, He told the therapist. He said he started having a taste for oranges or apples or whatever he was calling,
Well,
so he went
well,
back.
well. Let me
That's what
ask
he
you this
loved,
question. Let me ask you this question. Now he dated her, fooled around with her, had an affair with her for over 7 years.
and that was and
Martell did not leave Melody.
mhm.
Melody got rid of him. If he cared so much about Ariane Curry, he could have divorced Melody, walked away from Melody within those 7 years to be with her.
Well, maybe he didn't want to go ahead and rush into a relationship.
Oh,
M-
seven
m-
years? Oh, no, 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 no. That
Maybe he probably didn't want to rush to get in a relationship. He wanted both of them. Like I said, should I do a Shahara Ali to you guys? Uh,
he
Like
didn't
I
leave
said,
Melody.
Ariane Curry in his mind was not a mistress. She was not a side chick. She was the other woman. Just like Miss Wanda said. Miss Wanda called, y'all can call Miss Wanda crazy. Y'all can call Miss Wanda slow, whatever. Miss Wanda called it. She hit the nail on the hammer, whatever. Those two were sister wives. Melanie knew. You cannot tell me. I don't give a care. You cannot tell me that you did not know that your husband was out there with another woman, cheating with the
Mhm.
same woman for
Uh-huh.
almost 5 or 6 years.
Well, okay. Now, I
You
got
can't
another
tell me
question for
Melody
you.
didn't know that.
I got another question for you. Now, they've been divorced for 2 years.
Hmm.
He has not married this girl yet and brought her to the forefront. He got Sheree as his date, his particular person that is on his arm, not Ariana. He's still, if you think that that's the woman that he want, why he bring her out of the woods?
I need you. This is what we finna do. We finna do a session right here. I need you to breathe,
Uh
exhale,
huh. Uh huh.
inhale.
Uh huh.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
The
Go ahead.
reason why is because a dollar is attached to it. And I truly believe that when Carlos King came down and he told Ariane to back off of social media, chill out, okay? Ariane even said, she said that I'm not worrying about anything anymore. Well, she's not worrying about anything because woman tell you something, she's getting
Mm,
that money. He purchased a BMW for her, and she's not wanting for anything. Long as she's got that man, she is satisfied. Okay, they're not coming out in the public yet because this show right here, this is a reality show. They are still filming. People are still watching. Just like Queen Sheba has said. I heard that you and Ariane was somewhere in Tennessee, somewhere together. And he said, "Oh, show me the picture. Show me the picture." He didn't say it wasn't true. He said, "Show me the picture." Those two are you not going to see them in public because of this show. But I'm going to tell you how it's going to work
uh-huh.
out. And every time when I tell you guys, it always worked out like this. Sheree was the forerunner. Sheree was like what you call Moses. Sheree was the one that parted the Red Sea, okay? And Ariane is the one that's going to walk straight through. Just like Melanie said, when they go low, she's going to do what? She's going to take it to hell, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
when you take it to hell, be ready for what's going to be coming behind that door. And that's real talk.
Well, all right. I hear you, girl. I hear you. I hear you. My logical mind just I can't see it.
And I'm
But
surprised you can't see it because you
no,
always be on one accord. I don't
no, no,
understand
no,
why
no.
you don't see it. That's all right.
No, I don't
That's
see
all
how that's
right.
going.
Just give me my $50, honey, because those two are
I sure
together.
will. I sure will.
That
I don't see
charade,
it.
that charade, and that Martell, I've been telling you guys from day one, that just was a
Mhm.
publicity stunt.
Uh,
That was just to sit there and quieten the storm. That's all that was for. Those
hmm.
two turns two different corners. That is
Mhm.
not charade type. Martell is not charade's type, and Martell is not charade is not Martell type. Each they turn two different corners. Martell like a woman more laid back.
Mhm.
Sheree loves to spend money. She loves to travel. She loves the fast life. That's
Mhm.
not Martell's life.
Hmm.
Those 2 are just was friends because
Mhm.
of whoever was their team put them 2 together. Um,
Mhm.
Starbucks says, let's see what Starbucks says. Starbucks says marriage is a contract, and when once divorced, that individual is going to jump into another marriage that quickly. Marriage is a contract, not according to God, according to man. And the reason why the contract is they bind it together. So because of their, because of the kids and their asset and all
Mhm.
this other stuff. But
Uh-huh.
those 2, like I say, they were sister wives. Melanie knew that. Melanie knew that. You can't tell me if your man was out there cheating. Okay, maybe about 3 months. Say your man was out there 3 or 4. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's a side chick. But if your
Mhm.
man was in a full blown relationship
Mhm.
for 6 and 7 years, the woman calling the house, you going to the woman's house, you cannot tell me that these people didn't have a relationship. When Melanie left out of that house with her clothes on her back or whatever she left, her suitcase,
Mhm.
Melanie went and got an apartment and she went and got on with her life.
Mhm.
Melanie knew that Martell was seeing Ariane Curry because if Melanie wouldn't have knew that Martell was seeing some other woman, Melanie would have
Mhm.
brought that on the show. Melanie never brought no other woman that Martell was attached to but Ariane Curry. And that's like I said, it is what it is.
Wow.
What other woman
Yeah.
that you know? Name one woman, because you know them bloggers, they said they they combed through everything with a fine tooth comb. They would
Yeah.
have been found another woman.
No, I don't think
No
he
other
had any
woman
other.
that
Right.
Martell was attached to that
Mhm.
we know of, and we're not gonna count Sheree and we're not gonna count this other girl, but Ariane Curry, because that's where his heart was.
I don't know. I don't know about the
I'm
heart
just
thing.
telling you, oh, that's where his heart was.
I
And the
don't
reason
know.
why I say that's where his heart was because he allowed her to tear down everything that he and his wife built up. And no, you got to have some good punani to sit there and do that much damage.
Hmm.
And just like Ariane said, when she got Martell, she got him with her eyes closed. So that means what that means.
Child, I still don't see where she got him.
Mm.
I just don't. I mean,
Okay now.
I know people, a man that cheated for over 30 some years with the same outside woman and never left his wife and family. To the day he died, she was still just the side piece that he would come and see.
Well, that if she
You
want
know?
that, honey, if I was her mom, I would sit there and I would go and give her, you know what, myself, and she we have to have a pep talk because ain't no way in the world no man
Right.
gonna use and abuse me while
Most
he's.
in
But I'm.
these to me, in these instances, there are women that are side pieces, and that's
Mhm,
it. And then there are women that is marriage material.
mhm.
Uh Ariane Curry is a perpetual side piece. She is not marriage material.
And he already said there and said about that. He said he's not even gonna talk about her no more. That's the mother of his child.
Right. And that's
He's
all
not
she
even gonna
is.
he's not gonna disrespect her anymore. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm finna tell you exactly how this gonna work. Let me read what Star says because I want to when I stop when I get my comments.
Okay.
Starbucks says when it comes to money, it is a contract. Folks who have been divorced and have parted with their money, they are just not going to jump into a marriage that quickly. At least someone with some sense. Absolutely, and
Right.
that's what they're
Right.
doing. They are getting their funds together. They ain't gonna. They too. They know good and well. Hold on one second. You can continue talking.
Okay. Um, I see Ariane Curry is a side piece for who whatever man she's just like her oldest daughter's father. He didn't marry her. He married somebody with some character that's going to propel him forward. Martell is not that stupid to
I'm
me.
telling you. I'm
Mm,
okay. I'm finna tell
She's
you how
not
to
marriage material to me.
call us king. You please call me and let me help you. Call us king gonna say, "Oh, D, I know you. How did you know that?" Carlos ain't gonna tell me how did you know that. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna happen. Well, how it's gonna happen is you're gonna see Lil Knox come on that show. I say maybe be m- at the end of the last episode, Lil Knox gonna
Mhm.
come on. When you seen Martell and Lil Knox fishing, they filming.
Mhm.
Those people are filming. When you
Right.
saw Martell took Lil Knox to see Spider Man, they are
Mhm.
filming. When you saw Ariane in a car waiting for Martell, when she didn't say Martell, we know who Ariane was uh at that in that parking lot waiting for so she can drop Lil Knox to her dad. They filming. Those people are filming. Now I'm gonna tell you
Mhm.
how it's going to work. How it's going to work is that Ariana gonna be caught bringing her child to his dad,
Mhm.
and what's gonna happen at the end? You're gonna see that scene. They gonna wean this on us just like a child. Next
Mhm.
season, Ariana gonna be at the door waiting for him picking up his child, and then
Mhm.
before you know it, they're gonna be filming together.
Girl, I don't know. That child, I mean,
My girl.
I look at people based on their character and how
Mhm.
they interact with people and how they behave. All of that negative mess that girl spoke on social media about their uh, personal life, she'll do it again if
Because
he pissed
and
her off.
Martell talked about that. He talked about it on when he did
Why
that
would he
interview
marry? Why would he marry somebody that went on social media day after day, hour after hour with all of that net? That would be the dumbest move.
because because Martell talked about it when he was on the platform with Queen Sheba. Martell said from the season 1, the whole entire show was centered around someone that was not on the show. So if you're going to keep bringing up her not her name but bringing up all this stuff, then you might as
Mhm.
well have let her come on to defend herself. So
Um,
if you sitting there calling this girl, gave her name is Ariane, you called the coleslaw, you sit there, you talked about her braces, you talked about her child, you talked about everything that you can possibly talk about her, and you trying to tell me the girl cannot defend herself?
well,
Make
I'm
make
speaking of
sense.
her behavior and character on
Well,
social
you know, she's
media.
still young. She's still young. So quite obvious
She's
that's the
30
way she's
some
going.
years old.
Well, maybe, you could be 100 years old still with a child like mine. Remember,
Mm.
you could be still trapped in that child's body.
I
Just
would
because
I
you
would
of
think that
age,
would be
that does not
the
mean that the
dumbest,
brain
and I
could.
know he has done some stupid
Hmm.
stuff, but if he was to align himself in a marriage with that girl with her messed up character and personality, that would be the dumbest move he ever made.
Well, like I say, you can't choose.
Because she'll do it
We
again.
can't choose. We can't choose who we love.
Oh my God.
We can't choose who we love.
Love ain't got nothing to do with it.
Love
Love
got a
it's
love
more
got a
lust.
lot with it.
It's more
Love got
lust.
no, it's not.
Lust is more lust to me than love. Because
Well, like
if he actually loved her, he would have left Melody and married her behind.
no,
Or
it, it
when he
it
got
don't
his
work like that.
divorce,
It don't
when he
work
got his
like that.
divorce, child, that ain't love.
It
No
don't
way.
work like that because Melanie was the queen. Sh- Melanie was the queen.
Child,
She
it ain't
was
love.
considered as the concubine. Okay, Melanie was the
Mm.
one that made him go out there looking good.
Ah.
Melanie was the one, but she wasn't good in bed. You see what I'm saying? No, and I'm
Mm.
saying yes, she wasn't good in bed. He needed that in the bed. See, he had each one to play a different role. And
Yeah,
even Melanie sat
Ariana
there and
Curry
said it.
was
Me-
lust. That's not
Well,
love.
well, to him, he made him feel good.
Oh my God.
It made him feel good.
It
Girl, like I
made
said,
his
they said, stop sitting there putting those men on a pedestal. Girl, I'm telling you, men don't care how your tail look. If,
that
if the
ain't love,
sex is
honey.
good, if the sex is good,
That's not
me,
love.
woman tell
No.
you what make would make men feel good. A good meal and sex. Good sex. A good meal and a sex, and they satisfied. All this
Mm.
prepping with all this hair weave, these false lashes, and these butts, these hits. The men don't
Mhm.
want that. They'll tell you they don't want that. All a man, when they come home from work, all they looking for a good meal and sex. That's it. Good loving. And
Well,
that's it.
I
And
don't know, girl.
that right there to them is what they consider as the good life.
Hmm.
And
I
I'm
don't know,
telling you,
girl.
well, all I'm telling you right now, you
Mhm.
say I don't know one more time, I'm gonna attach another $50 to that, okay?
Ah!
Then you're gonna owe me $100.
All I see is lust. I don't see love. But
Nah,
you say he loves her,
absolutely,
Ariana Curry.
absolutely, because he would have
Okay.
never said that and allow this one woman to sit there and tear down the entire house. He wouldn't have never.
Mm.
He would have cut it when his wife said cut it off. He would have cut it off. He couldn't cut it off. He even told his therapist
Mhm.
when he went with his wife. He even prayed. He went to church, but he still had this one woman on his mind.
I still don't see love. I see nothing but
Do you
purity,
remember when
lust.
he said that?
Yeah, I remember when he said that.
That's who he loved.
I mean, that's not love, honey. Not
But
to
but
me.
but whatever it is, that's who he wants.
It's lust. Lust.
Well, it gonna
Yeah,
take. Well, he need to sit there. It gonna take somebody to sit there and take that lust
that's not
spirit
love.
off of him. Well,
That's not love.
that's
That
the
is
spirit
his.
that he's carrying.
He was in purity lust with that child. Because the 9 times out of 10, she was freaky and did whatever. That's not
Yeah.
love.
Starbucks said, uh, folks shouldn't look down on side pieces. In most cases, a side piece get more love and material things than a wife. Absolutely, absolutely. They will treat their side piece
Mm,
better than what they treat they wife. But the thing about it, he was treating both of them where none of them was liking for anything. Melanie said nothing was liking in his home,
right,
in a
right. He
home.
was good to
So if
both of them.
he Melanie
Yeah,
said he was bringing up flowers, still bringing up flowers to this
yeah.
day,
Taking her out. Yeah,
taking her out. She
right,
didn't see no signs. So if you didn't see
right.
no signs and nothing was taken out your house, then what that's trying to tell you? Ariane, she was comfortable. She had him and Martell, or her and Martell had their BMW alike, two white BMWs. She was sitting there in an apartment or house. She wasn't wanting for nothing. You would see them, now and then they would show some little pictures now. They was in the mall shopping. She didn't want it for nothing. Donna
Yeah,
Davis
yeah.
says, I think Martell is not capable of loving Ariane like that anymore. He's trying to enjoy his freedom to date whom he wants. But who? We don't see him with. He's free to date whomever he wants. But
Donna, I don't think he was ever in love with Ariana. I think he's been
mhm,
in lust with her
we
for
shall see.
a period of time, but love wasn't in that scenario to me.
Hmm.
Lust. Yep. No, I don't see love.
We shall see.
I don't see it.
We
You
shall
know.
see because anything that's over 3 or 4 years is not considered as a side piece or a mistress. They consider as the other woman. And you and
Same
I, we
thing.
talked about.
Same groceries. Other woman side pieces all the same. If you ain't the wife, to me,
Mhm.
to me. If
Yeah,
you're
but
a side
like I
piece, you're
said,
also the other woman.
yeah, but like I say, in this day of age, nothing
Hmm.
new is under the sun. And as you can see right now, this is what we're going to. We coming back around. Maybe, it may not be for us. Some people feel like they can have more than one wives. And this is how I look at it. If you can take afford and they accept it, don't
Hmm.
just say, I'm gonna marry one woman and then I'm gonna decide I want to go and have another
Hmm.
woman. No, it's not gonna work like that. When you make that commitment, make sure you lay it all on the table, and that's what Martell should have done. But you never
Hmm.
say coulda, shoulda because you never know how things gonna work out. But
Hmm.
like I said, these days, age, time is the best thing to do. Is when you make that commitment, you let them know you gonna have an open relationship. You want an open
Yeah.
marriage, and I think that's right there will cut that head off, that snake head off. If
Mm.
you let people know up
Mhm.
front what type of relationship that you want in your marriage, just like Candy Boris and Ty. Candy and Ty, they have threesomes. If he feel like he want to go in the strip club or he want to have another woman, Candy give him the okay. He can do it.
Yeah,
They,
everybody ain't able to do that
but
though.
not everybody is able to do that. And
Right.
maybe Melanie, when it came to Melanie lasts a very long time, 13 years in a relationship, and out of the 13 years of marriage, 6 years he was out with the same woman. You can't tell me that wasn't a sister wife.
Now, see that one.
Well,
You know,
we'll see.
I see her as the side piece, period, not a sister
Okay.
wife. A sister wife is something that these two women agree that, yeah, I'm his wife and you his wife too. We
Hmm.
both taking care of him. We both, have try to have an equal amount of time with him and take care of him. Though to me, that's sister wives.
But you
Melody was
see,
the wife, and
but you see, this is how look at it. This is how I need you to look at it right here. Look at it right
mhm,
now. Okay, when Melanie left out of the home, when she left out of the home, right? She
mhm,
got her apartment, right?
yeah,
So when she got her apartment, that made him build a relationship with Ariane, right?
yeah, okay,
Well, that's who he was with, right? He say
ah,
that's who he was with. But
yeah,
we only gonna go
okay,
by what he said.
mhm,
So those two build a relationship. We don't know how long Melanie was out of that home. So the minute when Melanie came back, and I'm not gonna say the
mhm.
minute, but when she did come back, she pitched that show, that reality show, right?
Right. The show was greenlit. They
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And that's when they started. Martell came back home,
mhm,
and he got his family back together because that's what she said. We want to get our family back together, right?
yeah. He dumped Ariane.
So he dumped Ariane.
Right.
So after you done sat there and you got my hopes up high, and you all of a sudden you just tossed me to the side,
That's
I
what
would
pissed
I
her
would say
off.
that I would be upset as well. But
Yeah.
still of all, Ariane, she made that house a living hell. Look, I'm gonna make your life a living hell because didn't Melanie
Right.
said that Ariane was calling and
Right.
asking to speak to Martell?
Yeah.
So
Because at
she
that
couldn't let
time
it
he
go
had
because
dumped her.
yeah, because he dumped her.
Right.
And he said that, and she couldn't let it go. So she made that life a living hell until she started bringing all this stuff out. We do that. You can't tell me what woman, when stuff like this happen, a scorned
Mm.
woman gonna tear the entire house down.
Not all.
Well, some of them do.
Some of them will. A lot
And
of
s-
them do,
and
but not all.
Sue in a minute when they got on that show, Melanie, she couldn't last not 2 seasons without sitting there putting on that Martell had an affair. So right there
Right.
from season 1 and we into season 6, we still talking about that affair, which is
Mhm.
attached to Ariane Curry. They just
Mhm.
not putting a name to it, but everybody know who she's talking about. Then you
Right.
might as well now let her come on the show. Star said, let me see what Star says. Lord, I could never be a sister wife nor a side piece. I'm not judging, but that's lifestyle
Right.
isn't for me. Not for me either. But like I said,
Right. I don't see them as sister wives. I see
mhm,
Melody as the wife, ex-wife, and Ariane Curry was the side piece. Period.
mhm.
I mean, for them to be sister wives, they would have to agree on we are with this one man together. You and I, we are sister wives. You're gonna treat me nice. I'm gonna treat you nice, and we're gonna be humble and take care of him. That's a
Uh,
sister wife.
Donna Davis say hello.
Hello, Donna Davis.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Ariane is still a side piece.
yep.
She
Well,
gonna
we
forever
gonna
be a
see.
side piece.
We gonna see. And I
Yep.
promise you, I'm going to cash app you them
And
$50.
I promise you, I will cash out you $50.
I promise you. And
Ah,
after that, I'm done with reality shows. I'm done. I'm going
ah.
strictly into my ministry. I'm done.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to ask you. You said that your calling is ministry,
Mhm.
teaching the word, teaching the Bible. Is that
Mhm.
what you're going to be focusing
Yeah.
on
Mhm. Because
on
that's
social media?
that's in my lane. I was
Uh-huh.
thinking about, believe it or not, this is not my main channel. You know that, huh?
I didn't know that.
This is not my main channel. This is my backup channel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is my
Mhm.
backup channel. This is where I was doing my reality shows.
Oh, I didn't know you had a second
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Okay.
This is not my
Mhm.
main channel.
Okay.
This I
Okay.
made this just for to do reality shows. I didn't want to
Okay.
mix the two together.
Okay, so on your main channel that focuses on
My ministry.
spirituality,
Hmm.
your
Yeah,
ministry.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay,
But
okay.
this
I
right
see.
here,
Mhm.
and you see the way that I had set it up is that
Mhm.
I don't look at the reality shows, which you already know, like other people look at it. I
Okay.
take this foolish stuff to conform the wise because we all can
Mhm.
take a piece out of it.
Okay.
Everything can be a lesson learned. You
Okay.
know how some people, they'll say, "Oh, I don't want to go that route." Where
Mhm.
where you think that j- they are. You got to meet people where they are, right?
Okay, okay. I
You're
feel
not
you.
going to go to people that got it all together, right? You're going to go where
Right.
they need something, right?
Right.
And
Provide a
that's
service. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't do all these different reality shows. When people ask me to do those reality shows, I tell them no
Uh-huh.
because I get too,
Mhm.
I go into the deeper core part of things, and that's
Okay.
why they can't really. Some people cannot really catch on because when they go one way, I go the other way. I try to see the good in everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, it is like it is. You can't tell me that no
Mhm.
one does not receive God's amazing grace. You cannot tell me that
Okay.
nobody cannot be redeemed from, just because they have fallen. We all fall short. We all
Right.
was once
Absolutely.
filthy rags, but we was all saved by God's amazing grace. So who are
Right.
you to cast a stone? What if somebody put your life on display and show all the skeletons in your closet?
Yeah, I feel you. I believe
Yeah.
everybody deserves grace. People fall and get back up and
Yeah.
dedicate their lives to being a better person. I believe that can happen to anybody.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's why I
Mhm.
can't put my foot on him
Okay, me
because,
too.
I believe that he deserved mercy just like everybody else. And
Yeah,
once you have
yeah,
forgiven, you apologize. It's
right.
in the sea of forgiveness.
Yeah, I want to see
So
him do
you
well. I
cannot
want to see
hold a
all of them do
person.
well.
You
Right.
cannot hold a person to what they have done because today is them, tomorrow it could be you.
Yeah,
But when
absolutely.
it's
I
you,
agree.
can you handle it?
I agree. I believe anybody can change if they want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
and be a
yeah,
better person. As you get older, I mean, when you're young, you make a lot of mistakes. As you get older
yeah,
and get
and we
more
learn from it.
mature, live a little bit more life, learn from your mistakes. Yeah, I believe everybody can be a better person. Anybody can be a
Yeah.
better person.
And when it comes to
I mean, my best wishes for Marcel. I mean, he's what,
yeah,
40, 41 years old?
well, it's time for
I
him to
mean,
get it together.
yeah, I mean, that was 7 or 8 years ago. He was in
Yeah,
his early 30s. He made those mistakes. I
yeah.
believe moving forward, he won't make those same
So
mistakes.
I believe that he will.
You do?
Uh-huh. He will.
Oh, wow.
He's a man. He will.
Oh.
You think he gonna sit there and look at one men cheat? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know some men are, just
Yeah.
habitual
I'm not
cheaters.
talking about I'm talking about the men steps out. And if you think that yours not gonna step out, just keep in that relationship. You're gonna see.
Yeah. Oh,
Just keep
I
being in
know.
that relationship. You're gonna
I
see.
know there are some men and some women that are serial cheaters, but there
Well,
are
women
also
is women different. Women different. Women cheat because it's something that's lacking in the home. Women is not just going to cheat, go out there and say, "I'm going to get this Tom, Dick, and Harry just because
Mhm,
he looks good." A woman is not going to do that because if a woman step out, it's because something is not liking in home.
mhm.
And that's the reason why she step out. Most women,
Right.
but
Most
a
women.
man will cheat just to be cheating. Oh,
Yeah,
just
most
because he
women.
sees some fine woman, he'll sit there and try to lose it all behind his following his skirt. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, some men are habitual cheaters, serial cheaters, but
Yes, yes.
I don't see Martell in that
No,
particular
he's not in that
category.
category. And I
Right.
don't know why they put him in that category because he's not. Because
No.
first of all, Martell is a type that if he did step out, nothing was lacking in his house. He still treated his family his wife like a queen, and his children he was a good provider. Nothing was like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And see, now if you out there and you taking out of your household to go take care of all these women, then yeah, let that joker go. But I'm like Tisha and Marcel, and I'm glad Tisha and Marcel didn't listen to the naysayers,
Mhm.
because if Tisha would have listened to the naysayers, then she would have got rid of her husband all for some lie that they was trying to run with, even put a picture, a Photoshop of a picture of a baby off because they found some information off of YouTube.
Mhm.
Girl, then she wouldn't have been able to leave her legacies down to her children's children. She would have
Yes.
forfeited her blessings because see, I told you, we talked about it over all the time, that how the devil worked. It got people that is assigned to your life to make your life a living hell. When they see success, see you prospering, seeing you doing stuff with life, the devil gonna send that person to sit there and distract you. And we
Yeah.
talked about that all. It never fails. Long
That's
as you
true.
were struggling, you remember the story of the hens. You remember the mother hen and the hens, when the mother sat there and asked the children to help to grow the wheat and bake the bread and all this other stuff. Nobody wanted to do anything. They didn't want to go out in the field. They didn't want to grind the mill to make the
Mm.
flour. But when it was time to eat, they wanted to eat, right?
Is this a Bible story?
No, it was the mother hens. You remember the mother hens when she was
Oh.
asking, when she first she grew the wheat, then she went to the
Mhm.
mill and she grind it. Then she went ahead and she baked the bread,
Mhm.
and she was asking, the other hens to help her to make it, her children to help her to make it, but they had so many different excuses. But when
Okay.
it was time, when they started smelling the bread and it was time to eat, they all was at the table because they wanted to eat, but they didn't want to help, you know, to do none of the preparation.
Mhm.
And see, that's how women are. Some women, when you're not doing nothing with your life, they don't want you. But the minute when they start seeing you climbing that ladder and start seeing success, they gonna come in your life and they're gonna try to sit there and get you off of your throne.
Right.
And that's what happened to they was trying to do w- Tisha and Marcel. But Tisha didn't
Yeah.
have it. Tisha was strong enough. They may call Tisha weak, but Tisha was strong enough to say, "Look, I'm not leaving my husband. I'm gonna
Right.
stick it out. I'm gonna ride it out."
Right. She had that much sense.
Right. She
No
got a lot of
concrete
sense. She's
proof.
very smart.
Right. Even if she, I believe, even if she called Martell, not Martell, Marceau, I don't think she would leave until her kids are a certain age and they don't need their daddy anymore. I think she will hang in there.
I
You
think
know.
if she caught him, I think most likely she'll make that house a living hell.
Hmm.
If she actually caught him, but she's not gonna go
Mhm.
by what the outsiders are saying. But if
Mhm.
she actually see him, I don't think that she's gonna leave him either. But I don't
No.
think it's gonna ever be the same. That trust issue is not gonna be the same.
Hmm. She gives me the impression of the forgiving type. She will
Mhm.
forgive and move on. I don't know. I could be wrong about her.
Mhm. She looked like she the forgiving type, but she also make that house a living hell if he
You think
cheat.
so?
Oh, he better sleep with one eye open, I could tell you that.
Uh huh. Well.
Because I could see a pot of grits gonna be on that wall, honey. We
Ah.
we got 8 more minutes, honey. I could see a
uh,
pot of grits
the good old
gonna be.
grits, huh? He'll get
Mhm.
me get a good old pot of hot grits.
Oh, honey, and the air green in the background. She'll let him
Yeah.
she'll let him have it. But like I said, we got to figure out how we could keep families back together. And like I
Yeah.
told you, the only ones that's going to get rich, and that's the attorneys and the
Yeah.
courts.
Yeah.
Is a money racket.
Lawyers are making a killing. They say family law is the
Mhm.
most profitable
Yes.
business to be in in
Yes.
America.
Yes.
Family lawyers, are well, my niece is a family lawyer.
Mhm.
When she got out of college, she went into corporate law. She worked in a firm, and then I would say for the last 10 years, uh, she's been in family law, and
Yeah,
I'm telling you, she makes well over a $500,000
and
a
I
year.
believe you. That's where the
Family
money at.
law is the most lucrative. I mean, even if you Google it, they'll tell you divorce lawyers make more money. And she works and lives in Atlanta, so you know.
Mhm.
Okay, uh,
I told you
family
that.
law lawyers make more money than any other outside of corporate law. They make
Mhm.
good money too, but family law is very, very, very profitable.
Yeah,
That's why it
because
takes so
it's a
long to
money
get a
racket.
divorce. What did it take them, 2 or 3 years
A
to get
long
this stuff?
time.
And they were paying. They were constantly paying
Yep.
those lawyers.
How Martez, how much? $28,000, huh?
Um,
Just
I'm
that's
not
just the
sure.
custody. That's just the
Right,
custody.
right. But their
The
divorce.
community service, I mean the community, the for their property and all that other stuff, that was all tied up as well, right?
Right,
But
right.
that's separate, right? Your
Yeah, they both put
community
out
access.
thousands. They
Yeah,
both
they
put
put
out
out a lot of
thousands.
money. I think Martez say
Yeah.
about how much? About 40,000, right?
I'm not sure. I can't remember him putting a number on it, but I'm pretty sure it was up in the thousands, even in
Mhm.
Alabama. Way, up in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. My niece has been a lawyer for, I would say, pretty close to 15. Uh, well, she's 45. Well, it's longer than that.
Mhm.
She went to law school. Probably 20 years.
Mhm.
No, 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 that's a little bit much because I would say a good 15 or years or more.
Yeah.
And family is law what she practices now. Out of
And that's where the
she's in
money. That's
Atlanta.
where the
That's where the
money.
money is.
That's where the
And
money,
she,
because
yep,
we talked about it all the time. The system is not broken, right? It's doing exactly what it was designed to do.
yeah, yep, make money.
And
That's why
that's
they want everybody to get married and not live together.
yep, yep, yep. They couldn't make a
Yep,
profit if everybody's sitting there shacking up. They not
right.
going to make a
They
profit.
couldn't make no
So
money.
what they doing is they gonna attach this right here. You living in sin, you get married, and they go ahead and get married. Can't stay in a relationship no more than 2 years. Then who gonna get rich?
Absolutely.
It's just a money
It's all
scheme.
about making money.
It's just a
Yep.
money scheme. And the thing about it, I hope people just don't see it.
Right, right.
Everything is a dollar attached to it. It's a dollar amount.
Absolutely.
So the only solution that I say, if you cannot be with one wife, and if you decide you want to go into polygamous, or have extra marriages affair, or open, what you call that, open relationship, put it
Yeah.
in writing, put it on the table first. Don't just wait until you get in the middle part of your marriage, once you have
Mhm.
accomplished so much, and then say, I want to have another woman. No, make
You think
sure
that
they know
you
they
think
are agreed together.
you think polygamy will become popular in America?
Polygamy was already here until they sat there and demonized it.
Yeah, I mean, moving forward, you think polygamy will be popular amongst
Yeah,
Americans?
because nothing is new under the sun.
Hmm.
It's just coming back around. When I say nothing is new under the sun, it means
Uh-huh.
that the world evolved. It comes right back to its original stance. And that's why you're
Wow.
seeing people right now, they starting waking up, and
Hmm.
when it comes to and when it comes to hold on. Yeah, I see this. And when it comes to my husband made me lose my thought. When they come to what I was saying, my husband
We
made me
were we
lose
were
my thought.
talking about polygamy.
Yeah, when it comes to polygamy, yeah, we're gonna have to sit there and we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do we have to come together, and we're gonna break that down when it
So
comes to
you
polygamous.
you think in the future polygamy will be legal in
Yeah,
America?
it,
You
it,
do?
it, it well, see, with America is like a money thing. It's all about money.
Right.
And if they
Individually.
cannot make money, they're gonna try to tear it down. Notice,
Right.
you see uh 2 men, and you see all this other stuff that's
Hmm.
taking place. They're not gonna come against that. They're gonna come against marriage. They're gonna come to against, because they know marriage, you ain't gonna want nobody to mess up your money, right? And when
We.
you sit there and you haven't, you're not married and you doing
Mhm,
polygamous, then you messing up them lawyers. You're gonna take the lawyers out of business. You're gonna take
mhm.
uh all these people that profits off of that. The courts, you're gonna take them all out of
Right,
business, and they're not gonna
right.
have it. They're gonna try to fight against it. But it's gonna be a time where you're not gonna be. It's not gonna work because if you say love is love, then people can marry whoever they want to marry. Then you can't tell me if I can afford 2 or
Uh-huh,
3 women, then, you know, you can't tell me who to not love. If you now
uh-huh,
running with this new
mhm.
song that's called "Love Is Love," ain't that's what they saying now? Love is love.
Yeah, love
So
whoever.
if I want to love
Yeah.
more than one wife, then who to say that I can't? But yes, we
Wow.
are local star says it's already legal in some parts of Utah. Yeah, but now, like I said there and said, we are waking up right now, and
Mhm,
most likely, in order to bring back the families to its original state, we might have
mhm.
to have more than one wives in the home in order
Wow,
to keep the children, out of the system
wow.
and put the black man back on his original throne.
Yeah. I just see people are so just uh a lot of individualism here in America. Nobody wants to share
Hmm.
husbands and money, and I don't know. I can't see polygamy being
Like Shahara's
legal.
Ali said, people is just greedy.
Right.
Sharing is caring.
Oh boy.
Yes, girl. So look, on that note, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and close it up. We done did our
Okay.
2 hours, and when I stay a little
Uh,
longer, I start getting sick. So,
yeah,
guys,
girl.
thank you, Logic, for coming
All
on.
right.
Always supporting Starbucks. Thank you for
Okay.
being a good moderator. So, guys, make sure you go ahead and share these videos. Hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. So, guys, on
Okay.
that note, I'm finna go, girls.
All
I'm
right.
getting tired. All right, good night.
Have a great night. Bye
You
bye.
too. All right, good night, guys.